4, 3, 2, 1. Hey!
What's up, everybody?
Hello.
I'm Judge James.
I'm Judge Evie.
I'm Cooper.
Happy Mother's Day. Welcome to Living for Crits. And I hope everyone out there who's a mom is enjoying mom stuff. And I hope people made good dinners for you all. Greg's here. What's up, Greg? Got a special episode tonight because it's Mother's Day, obviously. We're going to talk about Lost Colony, I guess. That's fitting. Hey, Dev. So we've had a pretty busy Savage week, or a couple weeks. First off, I apologize for last week. I got food poisoning last Sunday. I did give Evie the chance to go on air without me, but she did not want to.
That'd be too sad.
So
I would have done it with you.
See, look at that. Coop would have filmed with you.
I like being on here.
Exactly, which
cool.
is why he wants to leave during questions.
What?
You said that. You want to leave during questions.
You asked me earlier today, you said, when you guys are doing the stuff before I go on, can I sit on the back with my phone?
I did not say that.
You can sit on the couch with your phone, but you can't sit behind the phone. You can't. Maybe Tristan. That ain't cool. But anyway, so sorry about last week. I was as sick as a dog, and that was terrible. But in the last 2 weeks, I will say we have had a bit of a Savage Worlds resurgence here in actual gaming. I've run 2 sessions of Deadlands: The Flood, and that's going pretty well. We finished the first plot point in that plot point campaign, and then we played East Texas University, and Evie was at that game, returning as Lexi Lux, sophomore year for our ETU campaign. And then today, Cooper had some of his friends over, and we played Deadlands: Lost Colony for the very first time, which I think was the very first Suede Savage Worlds Adventure Edition setting that came out. I think it came out before the Weird West, like the updated DCC Deadlands box set for Weird West. So we're going to talk about Lost Colony. That's our main topic tonight. And yeah, you're right. As Greg says, it's cowboys in space. Like what Deadlands: Lost Colony feels like to me is Firefly or Borderlands. So that's it really feels like Borderlands to me. It's got a touch of post-apocalyptic. It's got a touch of why is our frame rate dropped on Twitch? Oh, it's fine. It's got a touch of it's got a lot of sci-fi, a little magic in there, but Cowboys in Space is quite accurate. All right, we got a lot of questions. So we're going to shoot over to Judge Evie Presides. You can send questions to dccjudgeevie@gmail.com. Cooper, until we get to the Lost Colony section, you're welcome to sit on the couch with your phone, or you can stay here and hang with us. What do you want to do?
I mean, I'll stay here.
He's going to stay because he's a professional. He's professional. All right, so this is the part of the show where you can send questions to me and Judge Evie, and tonight Cooper can answer some of these if he can answer any of them. Huh?
Okay.
All right.
This is for Brian. This is Brian's first email from last week.
Okay.
Aloha, judges. There have been a lot of questions arriving in the Living for Crits Australian office this week. We pulled some of the questions the Wombats carried for you. Number 1. I may have asked before, but have you considered adding any classes, including any race species, to DCC, and what would you add?
I mean, if I had to do one thing, I would break out the species, race, ancestry, and class mix, and I would have there be halfling, dwarf, elf, human, and then warrior, wizard, thief, and cleric. I would break them up. So I don't know if that's not only adding one or subtracting one. If I had to add one completely, I really think the DCC needs a bard. There is a bard class featured in Crawl, but I'd like to see a more advanced bard. How about you, Judge Evie?
I think a bard would be cool.
Any other classes you want to add?
What's that one where you play like is it in Demon Lord?
Which one, Demon Lord?
A demon?
You want to play a Cambion like you are?
That'd be cool.
Like a Tiefling or a Cambion? That'd be cool.
Not Tiefling.
Well, Cambion and Tiefling are very similar. But you'd be a Cambion?
Yeah.
Nice. Cooper, if you had a DCC class that you could come up with on your own, what would it be?
I don't really know, to be honest.
Just come up with some. If you say a role-playing class you want to play you never played before, what would it be?
I don't really know what I would play. I really only know the ones that are already here. I don't really know what I could think up of.
All right.
Okay.
Next question.
Number 2.
Good question. Number
What
2.
are your favorite DCC magic items you've used or encountered? Have you created any magic items for your DCC games?
Man, favorite.
I like in Nevin, you know that stick that was there?
Yes.
Every time a person held an item up to it, it turned into a character.
That's an interesting
Oh,
magic
no,
item.
no. I lied. That was the fountain. The stick became an actual person. Like, they held a stick to a magic thing, and it turned into a person.
Yeah.
Because the person had no characters left, so I was like, they were like, well, I have this stick. And someone threw a stick in the thing, and it became a person.
No, I feel you.
And I think that's magical.
I feel you. I think my favorite magic item I ever had was I created a shield once that could like shoot snakes out of it like a bow. So you could have a shield in one arm and a weapon in the other, you know, and it could shoot snakes out of it, like a snake shooting shield.
That's legit.
I like that.
It's like having a double weapon, just one being able to block.
Dev said Shield of the Two Popes. That's something that was in one of my games, and I can't remember, because like I throw so much crazy crap in my games, it sounds like something I would do. I would do Shield of the Two Popes. For sure. But I don't know if I would have done that or not. I have no memory. Alright, there we go. Some good magical items. Cooper, what's a good magical item that you've had in a game?
This isn't really a magical item, but it's kind of an ability that I think was cool.
What was cool that you had?
I think being able to like sneak around and not have to like maybe worry about anyone really hearing me, like having a really good stealth was a pretty cool thing to have.
I have to say, no one plays a thief or a rogue like Cooper does. Because when we did solo gaming with Cooper during our time of COVID, he would play whole modules, whole adventures, trying to not be seen whatsoever. Full-on Assassin's Creed, like not stealth attack, but like stealth. Like, I mean, totally bypassing monsters.
It's like in those games I do something like that, but then when I play like a video game that's kind of like that, I just go all in and attack.
We have very different styles, Cooper.
You have very different styles. That's okay. Everyone has their own styles.
Okay. Speed round. What game would you use / hack to run the following type of scenarios / genres?
Okay.
Try and name the first game system that comes to mind.
Okay.
There's Harry Potter. I don't like Harry Potter.
None.
Zero.
D&D 5th edition.
Downton Abbey.
I already did Downton Abbey for Savage Worlds. It's a Downton Abbey superheroes hack I've done. So I would do Savage Worlds for Downton Abbey. I'd use the Weird War 1 stuff for that. How about you?
Okay.
Downton Abbey.
Je ne sais pas.
What's it mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
Marvel superheroes.
Cipher system.
Sounds legit.
I think we're good. I think the Cipher system supers rules are really good. What's Die Hard again? You know what Die Hard is?
I whispered it.
You need to get out of this chair and get out of this room. You know what Die Hard is.
I whispered it.
Cooper, what's Die Hard?
Isn't it like a show or a movie?
It was a movie, yes. What was it about?
Well, I knew it was a movie.
Something. I don't
I
remember.
could get
I don't know
that
what it was
far.
about.
I have failed as a father. My kids do not know what Die
I
Hard
knew it
is.
was a thing. I didn't know what it.
What's Die Hard?
No,
These
it's
kids
a
are asking
show
what Die Hard
Die
is.
Hard?
That's a tragedy.
Did you make
It's a Christmas movie.
You make you tea?
It's a Christmas movie.
Lemonade.
So Die Hard?
Is it a Christmas movie? Yeah.
It's a Christmas movie, yes.
I remember that.
Don't we have the book?
Anyways.
Is that the book? Yes, we do have
It's in my room, I'm
We
pretty
do
sure.
have the Die Hard book. We
Yeah,
have the
it's
Die
like-
Hard Christmas
It's
story
like
book.
sitting in my room
Yeah.
on the
If
shelf.
I was gonna do Die Hard, I think Die Hard does fit DCC. I gotta say.
I'm gonna agree.
It's a dungeon. Oh, look at Deb's called it a dungeon climb instead of a dungeon crawl. It takes place in a big building. I think DCC for Die Hard for sure.
Okay.
Hans Gruber's an
Number
elf.
4. Bonus round.
It's totally a Christmas story,
I'm
Greg.
speaking.
Okay, go. Sorry.
We've heard a rumor that Spelljammer is officially back for 5e. ... Tempted. Cheers. View entire message. Ryan.
I believe it is. Again, this is not the channel to listen to or to watch for all of your 5th edition D&D news, since we don't play D&D 5th edition. I mean, it's like my personal goal to make sure I play as little 5th edition as possible, but I do believe Spelljammer's coming out. I have played quite a bit of Spelljammer myself when I was younger and played D&D, but I don't have any, like, hard news on that. So sorry, Australia. I don't have the hard news.
Okay.
More questions from Brian?
Greeting
And
judges.
Brian's here too. Look at this. Brian's like hanging. Brian.
Greetings, judges.
Hello, Australia.
The Wallabies are getting restless and hope you are back to streaming soon. In the meantime, they asked me to send these questions to you. Number 1. Most classic fantasy RPGs seem to follow the same set of classes and species for your players, meaning the human, elf, dwarf, etc. Have you played any fantasy games you liked with some original ideas for species or class choice? So you are not playing a version of a human fighter or elf ranger, etc.
Yeah. Actually, Cooper here. So it's really can't make it out here. But this picture here, Cooper's character from our old Fantasy Age campaign. This is Ember and Dave, which you really can't make out from that angle, but it's his. It started out as a beast folk character from Fantasy Age, and I think Fantasy Age had some really great species in there that you could play, some great races you could play in there. What was that?
I remember Fantasy Age having a lot.
So Cooper got to play as a beast folk, and
I remember designing him myself. I'm pretty sure, right?
you did, yeah. You're a fox beast folk, and now in Lost Colony, while he was a salvager today, we're using a sci-fi version of Ember in the game that we'll talk about when it's the Lost Colony section of the show. So I think that it was a good thing to do. It was for us. It was a fun character build for him. It was original, and Mr. Citrus says I like systems with unique race options, but the downside is it's hard to find supporting miniatures. Not correct with the Beast Folk because we were able to get custom minis done from Hero Forge. So Cooper has you have what, 2 characters for you have the sci-fi Ember and you have the fantasy Ember.
Yeah, I made him because like I just really kind of wanted like a different character that I kind of made myself.
I think the sci-fi one, when I get it finished, will be great if we keep playing this game because you have a backpack that has about anything in it, and your character's a giant backpack.
Like the wagon?
What?
Like the wagon?
Like what wagon?
Remember you almost said a wagon with everything in it.
That was when Cooper played D&D or Basic Fantasy RPG.
Just saying, it's kind of the same thing.
He was 4 years old. What is he 4 year old? And he was playing if he was 4 years old, don't give him grief for that.
I was just saying it's...
Cooper, when you were 4 years old playing Basic Fantasy RPG, your dragon had a wagon, and you just said anything was in it. You'd be like, I got that in there.
It'd be like, you need ropes to get up here. What's in my wagon?
It's in my wagon.
It's in my wagon. I have rope.
It really is fitting you picked the salvager today, who has a special power to say that.
You need a diamond that weighs 2.512.9 pounds. I have that.
Did you have 2 decimals in that number?
2.5. Yeah, you did.
You did. That's
Okay.
impossible.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
Hero Forge is
I
your
have
friend.
everything.
It only costs $20 a miniature.
We have one more
question?
question.
Okay.
It's fitting because Bab's in France.
Maybe that's
Jealous.
watching. Probably not.
It's like 6 hours ahead, right?
Yeah. What's the question?
Yeah. Question 2. You talked a lot about Deadlands recently. How would you sell players on getting into an RPG set in some version of the American West? What makes the setting appealing or interesting to the people who may only know the American West through either history or Hollywood movies? Remember that these are wallabies, so they may not quite get all of the nostalgia reason. Hope everything else is going well. Don't forget to wish your mothers Happy Mother's Day.
There's a great Down Unstern, if you want to watch an Australian Western called Quigley Down Under that features Tom Selleck that I watched with my grandmother when I was a kid. So there is an Australian Western out there, at least one that I know of. My sell on Westerns, so Westerns are one of my favorite genre of cinema. I love Western fiction in general. It's kind of like a I don't want to say it's a guilty pleasure of mine. I love the era. I love everything about the era when it comes to the technology. Obviously, you have some socio-political issues in that era, between the Civil War and then the I guess World War I. You have that period there, but you also have like the Victorian steampunk stuff thrown in there. So really, it's not just the Western. I quite enjoy steampunk in general and the Victorian era. So there's lots of things that fall in that bucket. So you've got everything from Deadlands. In the Savage World, so you have Deadlands, you have Rippers, and you have what's it called? It's both for Deadlands and its own system of Space 1889. I ran a lot of steampunk inspired D&D stuff when I was younger and in college. But I think I like the technology. I like that fusion of, you're blocking Cooper's face.
Sorry.
I like the
Oh,
fusion
sorry.
of technology and magic. I think you have that end of everything being mysterious. Still, you still have that mysterious setting and that great unknown off in the distance to explore. But you could do so with, I don't know, with a steam wagon or an airship or something like that. So I just really enjoy anything that has to do with that setting. I think to sell someone on it, I don't know, if you want to have an adventure that can take place in the wilderness and American folklore, and you want to dive into myths and mythology of the United States and the indigenous peoples of the United States, the Westerns are a great way to go with that. And there's a lot of resources to pull from, a lot of movies, a lot of fiction to read. A great movie in the last couple of weeks. I just watched the Harder They Fall, which is the Idris Elba. I call it Idris Elba movie. He's not the only character in it, but it's with the Nat Love gang versus the Rufus Buck gang, and the characters are historical. I know it's not completely accurate, but it's an awesome movie, action packed, great soundtrack, and wonderful cast of characters. So you would always find something or someone to inspire you when it comes to a Western. Even just playing Red Dead Redemption, which Cooper does, that's kind of, Cooper, I think, how you and I started playing Deadlands, because that was like your first serious role-playing game you were playing, right?
Yeah. Though I didn't really play Red Dead Redemption that seriously.
No, you didn't. You still don't play Red Dead Redemption that seriously.
I mean, I got more farther in the story at least.
Okay, but at the time, you would just chase people down, lasso them, hogtie them, and throw them on train tracks.
No, I took them in the lake.
And that. But you did play Deadlands.
And Thieves Landing.
Cooper played Sebastian Skelet, the harrowed skeletal gunslinger.
It's over there somewhere.
Yeah, his figure is over there somewhere.
I've played like two big characters that I use.
You have Ember and you have Sebastian.
Yeah, because Sebastian was the first character, and then Ember was the second one.
Yeah. So I don't know, if you like westerns, I suggest running them. If you don't like westerns, maybe don't run them. I don't know. I'm a little burned out on fantasy, so that's why I've been. And if you like westerns and you don't like Savage Worlds, there is Dark Trails, which should be shipping soon, and that book is heavy and huge. All right, this is a bit of a wrap too, right?
We do a wrap.
Cooper, you want to help me drop a beat for Evie? You want to do the tappy? All right. You since Cooper is a drummer, what are you doing?
It was wet.
It's like rapper hands.
Brian says, my wife likes the man from Snowy River, and for Australian Westerns, there's always Ned Kelly, original Iron Man suit in his last gunfight. There's a Ned Kelly movie with Heath Ledger, Orlando Bloom, and also Jeffrey Rush. I've never heard of Ned Kelly. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Cooper, you're going to be the percussion here,
Because I
okay?
can do this one.
Ready? Drop the beat. I'll support you, Cooper. Ready?
All my demon gear used to fit in a case. I take anywhere, each piece in its place. It's a terrible beat. It is come now to fill several library shelves of games I play. Giving time for myself. You sit still, my try. It's a supplement list of things you can buy. With some cash in your list, I've purged, but it grows. When will I learn to just wistfully look without having to yearn for more stuff? That was the worst beat.
Greg Schwarzkopf, thank you for the Western. Thank you for the rap. I didn't say the Western. Thank you for the Western.
Thank you for the Western.
Thank you for the Western rap.
Thank you for the West.
All right. Again, if you want to send us more questions, you can always send to dccjudgeevie@gmail.com. And Judge Evie is actually leaving us now. She is going to go upstairs to go work on the baked goods for Mother's Day. And Cooper is going to be changing seats.
Evie.
They can't see me. Okay.
Go
Hi
ahead.
guys.
Your
Allah.
just move up here. Dad, what
Do you want to come sit here?
I'm gonna put
You're allowed to.
I got my
Welcome to the show, Cooper.
lemonade.
So, wow, your head's pretty low. Can you get up higher on that chair? You can, kinda. Hey, look at this.
I'm actually tall.
We're preparing Cooper for the time and place when Evie goes off to college and a new co-host. At which time Cooper will be, that'd be like two and a half years. So Cooper will be at the age that Evie was when she was doing the show herself.
I'll be in like 8th grade, right?
Yeah, something like that.
I'll
And
be like 8th grade.
and we'll see if
early
you're
ninth
still
grade.
gaming or not. We'll see where you're at with that.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying,
Like, what do you mean? Like, what kind of gaming?
whatever kind of gaming.
I
mean, the gaming that we talk about in this show.
Okay, I didn't know what kind of gaming you.
All right, so
I do 2 kinds.
I'll put this. Wait, it's the Gatorade bottles behind that. We'll leave that there.
I could move that.
No, it's fine.
I could just move it down here.
Wait. We'll move this here in the middle of us. There we go. Although the angle, we'll put it there at the
I
angle.
was saying I could have moved it down here.
All right, so we're here to talk a little bit about Deadlands Lost Colony and just what happened today, what went down today. This could be, we'll see, Cooper's first campaign with friends. So in our Deadlands Lost Colony, and here is the book. It is one of those fine graphic novel size and shaped books, and I'll read the back of it. So the story of Deadlands continues. The last war on Earth destroyed the tunnel, the galactic wormhole between home and the colonists of the faraway system. This left the colonists trapped in deep space mining colonies or on the lone, habitable, and often hostile planet of Banshee. Ancient and evil creatures called the Skinnies saw their chance to strike, rallying Banshee's native Anuks to wipe out the invaders. Now the only ship capable of traveling between systems, Hellstrom Industries' allegedly haunted Unity has returned, but with its terrible cargo comes a final reckoning. Deadlands Lost Colony details this grim and gritty world, new edges and hindrances, equipment, revised vehicles and spaceships, new rules for the Harrowed and other arcane backgrounds, an adventure generator, bestiary, and a complete plot point campaign, all updated for the Savage Worlds Adventure Edition. Deadlands Lost Colony is a role-playing game set in the award-winning best-selling Deadlands series. It requires the Savage Worlds role-playing game system to play. So, Cooper, what did you think of today's game?
I think it was pretty fun. I liked being able to play the Salvager. Was that what it was?
You were the Salvager, yes.
Yeah,
So
I liked playing that character.
we had we did use the instead of making characters from scratch, we used the archetype cards that came with it. And while Cooper did play as what did you name your character for today? It was an Ember.
Do I have it? Do we have the paper still?
I have it. I put it away. But it was what?
Wasn't it like
Emberian
Eastwood?
It was Emberian Eastwood.
Yeah.
The
Salvager.
The Salvager. So we used the Salvager archetype for Cooper.
I kind of want to do something. I kind of wanted to do something that's like not Ember,
But close.
but like close, cause like I feel like a Salvager would have Eon at the end of the name for something.
It's pretty cool. I didn't realize you had a Spirit of D8, which means you're like really, really hard to scare off, But this character isn't the best fighter, so you'll have to work on that.
Like I'm about to fall off a train.
The cool thing
Nah.
with his
I'm
character
cool.
was the Scavenger Edge, which once per day he could find a necessary item out of his backpack. Once per encounter.
It's like my wagon.
It's like his wagon.
I have a limited amount of items in there.
And then your friends, Isabella played a Harrowed, which is an undead character, undead space character, whose name was...
I have
What?
Wasn't it like something?
Jorge Von Hat. So he used the miniature of the Cackler from the Deadlands comic series. And then your friend Arvind...
yeah, I have what he thought of the game.
Oh, okay.
Right here. Yeah, I messaged him.
We can read that in a second. Arvind played a Psyker, which is a psionic character, named PDKM, an acronym which stood for Please Don't Kill Me, which I said I wasn't going to kill his character. We kind of figured it would stand for something else. So...
I said Police Department Kim.
Police Department Kim.
Because PD is Kim.
Okay,
Department and
that's
KM.
also a good alternate name. Police
At
Department.
least it
Kim.
works better than Please Don't Kill Me.
Well, yeah, I think that's. Although you know what, a psyker is a veteran of a war where he was enlisted and used his psionic powers to like fight monsters. So maybe he ran around. It was his nickname. Please don't kill me.
Please don't kill. Like he's just running along the hill, like please don't kill me.
NITF, not in the face. You know.
Wait. PD.
All right. So anyway, so you enjoyed it, you had a good time, you liked playing. What do you think of a Western?
That
What?
PDKMIT face. Please don't kill me in the face.
Nice. Nice. What do you think of a Western set in space? How is that? Was it because this is the
I think it's cool.
far out west?
I think it's cool because when I watch you play the Borderlands free sequel, it's kind of like that. How you chose to use the Western character.
Yeah.
In like a what was the planet? Was it like the moon of Pandora? Or
It's
something?
the moon of Pandora. Elpis, I think it is.
I don't remember the name.
I'm playing
No,
Nisha,
that's
the gunslinger, in
Yeah.
Borderlands pre-sequel right now.
When I played the second game for the first time, it took me like 2 years or something.
Something like that.
Because I didn't
Finish
play it
yeah.
for a while. Then I just
It's a long break.
and then the ending is very anticlimactic.
I think all the
For me.
Borderlands endings
No,
are
like
anticlimactic.
in my playthrough, to be honest,
Fair.
because I sat in a corner the entire time.
But that's, I think, fair. But
It's like
I
really-
really,
The final boss is like really strong.
in Borderlands 2?
Yeah.
Because you didn't level up with all, I was overpowered for that.
I was level
But
27.
let's take it back for a second.
We just went off course.
Would you agree that Deadlands Lost Colony feels a lot like Borderlands?
Yeah.
I mean the
Like
first,
Borderlands pre-sequel to your character, kind of.
well, even Borderlands, because like the second
Yeah.
Borderlands game, the opening starts out on a train, and that's how we started today. I wrote an adventure called The Train Job, which was totally a ripoff of Borderlands and the second episode of
Borderlands trailer.
Firefly, where your party you started out on the train and you had to download information out of a computer core in a xenobiology car.
You're basically running the Borderlands 2 trailer.
Right. I'm running the trailer. And I tried to set it up, especially with new players, where you didn't have to shoot your way through the adventure. You could be stealthy and I was very impressed. You guys did not get into any fights, didn't shoot a gun, didn't hurt anybody
Then
until
again,
the very end.
And then again, there wasn't a part in the storage car.
Where you telekinesis the one sleeping hobo
Yeah,
into
he had
a
a good idea.
There
and
was
then
like a
me.
stowaway in the storage car, and they telekinesis him into while he was asleep into a storage
there was that
box.
good idea, and then there was my bad idea.
What was your bad idea?
to choke him.
To chuck him out to the ship?
Yeah,
That'd
either,
be cruel.
either chuck him off the thing or choke him and kill him.
So backing
I had a
up for a
terrible
second,
idea.
what did your friends give you any feedback what they liked about the game?
I don't,
Isabella didn't get back to you.
Yeah, Isabella
We
didn't
did
get back
ask
to me.
Arvind and Isabella their feedback.
So Arvind said that I asked him how he liked the game today, and he didn't really give any big detail. He just said it was fun with a thumbs up emoji.
There we go.
Then after that, I asked him what his favorite part was. Then he said probably sacrificing someone by pointing or exploding heads or spending bennies.
So Arvind Syker, PDKM, when they were in the caboose trying to hack the system, there's a reversal of the adventure, and a spaceship shows up to steal the whole caboose off of the train. So the next session, if we get a next session, which I hope we do, involves them on the caboose, loaded onto a spaceship as they're trying to hijack that. But as the ship was lifting off, two of the glass containers with these things, these like horrible like monster cat creatures, these saber-toothed bobcat creatures that are natives of Banshee, two of them broke free, and the one, Arvind Syker, like just exploded the heck out of its brain with his psychic
Like
bolt power.
he rolled
He rolled
such a
really well.
Yeah, he said he still doesn't really understand it that much.
Well, it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, no one does the first time through. You know, it's like just the hope is to have them
Yeah, I
come
said
back.
like
and play
it'll
again.
get easier
It
the
gets
more
easier.
you play it. Yeah,
Yes.
because I remember how I was when I first started?
And
How was I when I first started? I don't really remember.
you picked up the game faster than your mother picked up like the cipher system. So you picked it up pretty quick. Your mom still asks how the wild die works in Savage World. So don't. Your sister asks that sometimes too. So I'm just saying, I'm aware. I'm with you. Okay. I'm with you.
I don't understand.
Evie also played more DCC. So I mean, to be fair, like
Yeah.
each of you kids have had a game that sort of was the game you started playing at this like pivotal gaming age. So for Eli, it was Numenera, and for Evie, it was DCC, and you were like the Savage Worlds kid.
We all have like our different like thing. Like me and Evie both have different kinds of gaming that we like to do.
Yes, and you all play very different kinds of characters. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it makes sense. So how hard was it to get your friends, a group of 11/12-year-olds, together to play this game?
So it kind of wasn't that hard. I basically just kind of went up to my friends and asked if they wanted to come over on like today to do it. And we've been planning this for like 2 weeks because we couldn't do it the past week.
Yeah, last week didn't work out because of
Yeah.
food poisoning.
Then the week before that,
It would have been a messy game.
the week before that, Arvin couldn't come because
Right.
he was sick.
That's right. He
Yeah.
was sick last week, so it would have been bad that week also, right?
I don't think he was sick last week.
Okay. Well, you're right. It was 2 weeks ago.
And then last week, I'm pretty sure, was the week. So last week or the week before that, I just went over to Isabella's house.
I was really impressed with Isabella's problem-solving abilities. Like she's
Yeah.
a really good player.
Yeah,
Like I don't know if she would watch this or not, but Isabella, if you're watching this, you're a really good player. Like you give them some really great ideas
did you ever
today.
give them the channel name?
No, you can send this link to YouTube when it goes up. Okay. Yeah. What?
What?
No, I'm just saying
What?
you can send nothing.
You
Nothing.
just said what?
Nothing.
You just looked at me and said what?
So when do you want to play again? When are we playing again?
I think probably next Sunday would be good. Like, cause you have your thing on
Saturday
and then we have our thing on like Sunday afternoon.
The second you're ready to play again, I will run as many games as you want of this. All right.
Just every day. Just every day.
Every day. There
You
you
get
go.
home from school.
You would max out your level. You'd max out your rank pretty quick though. You'd have to like start from zero again. You know. Because you're going to get so many ranks. But every other game, we're going to do it that you get in advance so you can make your character better. And we'll transfer these cards over to something else. I will say something I did really like today, and this is like a not something that's super obvious, but the Savage Worlds Adventure Edition box came with this action deck, and it's a set of oversized playing cards. And as a Savage Worlds GM, I love these for two reasons. First off, they're big. So when I dished them out on the table for initiative, it was easy for me on the far side of the table to see where what the cards were. It was very clear on the table, whereas regular playing cards are kind of small. And the other thing I really like about these cards is because they're so big, they are quite easy to shuffle and to bridge, I think. I'm not the best bridger,
I don't even know how to do that.
but they're pretty easy to bridge.
That seems like very hard to learn to do.
That's not that hard. I can teach you. We're going to learn poker on our vacation. We're going on our vacation. I'll teach you poker.
Okay.
Okay?
You already tried teaching me in Red Dead. That did not work out as well.
I'm aware. All right. Well, that's it for I think for the Lost Colony tidbits. If you have a question about Lost Colony, or you want to hear more feedback at Lost Colony, let us know. If you want to hear more feedback from Mr. Cooper about different things, we'll have him on. Maybe one of these days, if you get the permission, and we do maybe after 6 or 7 or 8 games of Savage Worlds, we can have an episode where your friends come on, like Eli and Evie's friends come on to do the interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
So who knows? We'll have to get permission for that. But let's move into the next part of the show, which is Kickstarter shoutouts. So first up, congratulations to Old Gods of Appalachia from Monty Cook Games for hitting $2 million. So I know it was
That's
a
so
huge
much money.
Kickstarter. It was massive. So really, that was just absolutely incredible. And we got to listen to the craziness last week where Jen be screaming, we're so close, we're so close. And I'd be like, I'm trying to do my actual work, I'm sorry, So, but it was really, really exciting to watch the Kickstarter go. If you are one of our fans here watching the show and you're here for the DCC only, there is a Gong Farmer Militia, a Hirelings and Henchmen zine by Jonathan Sullivan. This is a DCC third-party publication. It's fully funded, and I will go ahead and put the link for that in the YouTube channel, so you'll be able to see it there. But just type in, if you're looking for it, Gong Farmer Militia, and you will find that. And then I'm going to note these when they pop up. But I mentioned a few weeks back how Pinnacle Entertainment Group, besides having Kickstarters, also has these things called Game Changers. It's their own crowdfunding where you can go on and pre-order some of the things that they're publishing soon. So right now on there is the Fantasy Companion, the Superpowers Companion, Holler, which is an Appalachian post-apocalypse, and Deadlands, Hell on the High Plains. I've already gone all in on Fantasy Companion and Deadlands, Hell on the High Plains. Fantasy Companion especially because it lets you do Savage Worlds Fantasy, which we could always do that. But the great thing is I'm just a sucker for these cards. I think any Savage Worlds game with these cards is great because if you just want to
they're so big. I like how the cards are big.
I like how for new players, you don't have to sit there and make a character, or you just have these cards and give them a card. And then they can modify these when they start playing. Like if Arvind sees this, and since he wanted to control people, maybe he swaps out Havoc for a telepathic power,
Like I like how with these cards they're like this, they're big and they're not like holding an iPhone where they're kind of small.
Yeah, you can definitely read them.
Yeah.
For sure.
They have the font is kind of is
it's a good size font.
Yeah, it's in these parts with the main ones are bolded and stuff.
Yeah, any of the so we have these with Savage Worlds, Lost Colony, and we have them with the Deadlands, the new Deadlands stuff. So, and again, you can get them they'll have some for the Fantasy Companion, they have them the Superpowers Companion, they have them for Holler. I think it's a thing Pinnacle's doing now, so, which is pretty rad. All right, Road Crew shout-outs. Next weekend is Romance of the Cyclops Con, May 13th to 15th. And I am running my Saturday game, had no players, so I canceled it. And I'm going to be running, still just Sunday, I'm running Beneath the Well of Brass. And I have players for that. It's full table. And then Gen Con is going to be August 4th through the 7th. And there are a few Sundays this summer where we do have either trips or vacation, or Eli's going off to college, which is crazy. So when that happens, you might have some Sundays we're not on. We might do some shows from away. We'll see what we can pull together for that.
We could do during the summer. We could do vlogs or something. That would be fun.
We could do them on YouTube. It's a challenge of doing them onto. I don't know how to do Twitch from my Chromebook. I can YouTube from my Chromebook, but I can't Twitch from my. Chromebook.
You could install OBS or something on
my Chromebook.
Yeah, that'd be hard though. Having.
I'm debating it. That's a reason I might need to get a MacBook because I can just do it anywhere with the MacBook.
Yeah, I like with the how the one that we looked at yesterday had
the Pro?
The one that had the pencil.
That was an iPad.
Well, it had a keyboard on it.
I know it had a really nice dock, but it was an iPad.
It was an iPad?
Yeah.
I thought it was a computer.
No.
It looked like a computer.
Hey, look, it was a really good iPad. So, all right. So until where folks can find us elsewhere, you can find us at I Live for Crits on Twitter. Living for Crits on Instagram, which I don't update, but Evie says she does, but she doesn't really do it. And you can search Living for Crits on YouTube. And until next week, be safe, be healthy, be kind. And my outro ASMR is just gonna be Banshee. Do you want to do one?
I don't really know what I would do. I don't really know what I would do.
Then that's it. Then we're not going to worry about it then. All right, good night, everybody.
See ya.